Good day. Today's lesson we are discussing an important concept for use in meetings. It is called parliamentary procedure. Today's lesson will cover three important concepts. What is parliamentary procedure? What are the four principles of parliamentary procedure? And how to properly make a motion using parliamentary procedure. Let's go on to our first part of today's lesson. What is parliamentary procedure? Well, parliamentary procedure is the accepted way to run a meeting. It helps maintain the organization and productivity of your meetings, and furthermore, it also protects every single member at your meeting by letting them voice their own opinion however they see fit during the meeting. A common example of parliamentary procedure here in the US is Robert's Rules of Order. Robert's Rules of Order were created in 1887 by US Army Major Henry Robert after he went to multiple town hall meetings and witnessed the disorganization lead to unproductivity in these meetings. He created these rules following these four principles, hoping to improve the organization of everyday meetings. We will discuss these four principles one at a time. The first principle of parliamentary procedure is that one item at a time is discussed during your meeting. This will help keep a meeting organized. It also will let your members remain focused to the topic at hand and will prevent any side conversations or distractions from taking away from the productivity of your meeting. The second principle of parliamentary procedure is that everybody speaks one at a time during a meeting. This prevents members at your meeting speaking over top of each other and also gives everybody a chance to voice their opinion for as long as they want. There is, though, a sense of courtesy, though, with this principle, in that when you do have the chance to speak, you are not verbally attacking anybody during your meeting. The third principle of parliamentary procedure is the majority rules principle. The majority rules principle states that in order for anything to be decided upon by your group at a meeting, you need to have a majority vote. A majority vote could be a 51% plus one vote, or it can be a 60 or 2/3 vote, depending on what type of rules and what type of meeting or what type of motion you made during your meeting. The last principle of parliamentary procedure I consider to be one of the most important ones, and that is the minority protected principle. What this one states is every single member at your meeting has the right to their own opinion. This lets them vote how they want to, this lets them voice how they want to during debates, and this lets them make motions and amend motions however they see fit. The majority does not have the ability to tell the minority how to voice their own opinion or what to do. So now that we've covered the four principles of parliamentary procedure, let us go on to discuss how to make a motion using parliamentary procedure. You have to first obtain the floor, then you have to make your motion, and lastly your motion needs to be seconded by someone. So how do you obtain the floor? Well, you obtain the floor by addressing your chair or addressing your president and asking for the floor. So you would say something like, "Madam Chair, may I please have the floor?" Well, if you're granted the floor, you then go on to be making your motion. You state your motion by saying, "I move that," and then your motion. You don't have to say, "I motion," "I move to make a motion," "I make a motion." This kind of conversation isn't necessary for a proper parliamentary procedure, and it will just confuse members during that. So just simply state, "I move." Lastly, and most importantly, your motion needs to be seconded. When it is seconded, it can be discussed and then voted upon. But if it does not get a second, the motion fails, and the meeting will go on acting like you never even made the motion. So it is very important that when you make a motion, that it gets seconded. So, we have covered what is parliamentary procedure, what are the four main principles of parliamentary procedure, and how to properly make a motion using parliamentary procedure. So this concludes today's lesson, and we will end it with a ticket out. So for today's ticket out, I would like for you to discuss in your group what are the four principles of parliamentary procedure and how do they help a meeting remain orderly and productive. Thank you for attending today's lesson.